LinkedIn will start using your data for AI November 3rd and share it with partners if you don't actually opt out. According to a recent study, 1 in 3 Canadian firms has been hit by ransomware and only a quarter fully recover. Google's quiet AI surge might be its smartest move yet, and new research suggests some AI models are behaving like problem gamblers. Welcome to #Trending. I'm your host, Jim Love. Let's get into it. Starting November 3rd, LinkedIn will begin using your personal data to train its own artificial intelligence systems and share that data with what it calls its partners. And that would include parent company Microsoft. That means your profile, your posts, your clicks, and your activity could all be analyzed by LinkedIn's AI tools. And the company says it will use that information to build what it calls content generation models. And unless you go into settings and physically turn it off, you're automatically included. For many users, this comes on top of a growing frustration with how commercial the platform has become. As one Reddit poster opined, the unsolicited, spammy, salesy messages you receive in your LinkedIn inbox just seconds after connecting. But if that bothered you, LinkedIn might be upping the ante. The new policy lets it combine your professional activity, what you post, who you talk to, and how you respond, with industrial-scale AI analysis. Now, the company has long fought data scrapers who mined LinkedIn profiles for sales and marketing. This time, the mining is in-house, and the world's biggest professional network is turning its data into training material for the next generation of AI and for Microsoft's advertising engines that sit behind it. And if that's not what you signed up for, there is an option under Settings, Data Privacy, Data for Generative AI Improvement, where you can toggle it off, although I figured that out because I didn't see it in any of the LinkedIn notices. A new open text cybersecurity survey paints a stark picture of how ransomware continues to hammer Canadian organizations and how overconfidence might be making things worse. The 2025 Global Ransomware Survey found that 94% of Canadian businesses feel confident about recovering from an attack, and only 1 in 4 actually do. Nearly a third of companies were hit by ransomware last year, and almost half were attacked more than once. Roughly a third, according to the study, paid the ransom, with 1 in 5 paying more than $250,000. The study also highlights the growing role of AI in attacks. Almost 40% of respondents said phishing or ransomware attempts linked to AI have increased, and 30% had already faced deepfake-style impersonation attempts. OpenText warns that companies are overestimating their readiness. While many allow employees to use AI tools, fewer than half have formal AI use policies, and a small minority still offer no cybersecurity awareness training at all. The takeaway? Confidence doesn't equal resilience, and in an age where AI can automate both productivity and attacks, the real test is how fast a company can detect, contain, and restore its data. While Sam Altman keeps the spotlight, Google is quietly and efficiently building momentum in the AI race. The company's new Gemini 3.0 rollout hasn't come with fireworks. Instead, features are quietly appearing across Google's ecosystem. In the Chrome Canary test builds, a new feature called Contextual Tasks lets Gemini analyze and act on what's on your screen, summarizing pages, extracting data, even filling out forms, all without you leaving the browser. It's a glimpse of what Google calls ambient AI, intelligence that works in the background rather than demanding center stage. It's a big shift from the days of the Bard's botched demo or the infamous glue on pizza advice from its search AI. This time, Google seems to have learned its lesson. moving slowly, integrating carefully, and avoiding another big public stumble. But don't mistake quiet for weak. New data from ZDNet shows Gemini's share of global AI traffic has doubled to nearly 13%, while ChatGPT's dominance has slipped, albeit marginally. There's no single agreed-upon number for OpenAI's market share, but one source has it dropping from a little over 80% to about 77%. But others argue that Google's share is actually greater if you include its AI summaries. Whatever the numbers, clearly OpenAI isn't in trouble, but Google is slowly but steadily moving up. And behind the scenes, Google enjoys a huge cost advantage. Its custom tensor processing units make AI training and inference up to 80% cheaper than GPU-based rivals. This means while others are chasing massive funding rounds, Google can scale quietly, even renting out its processing power to competitors like Anthropic. So while OpenAI makes the noise, Google's conducting a quiet war, embedding AI everywhere at lower cost with fewer mistakes. The humble giant seems to have learned that in this race, sometimes the best move is to keep your head down and just build. A recent study suggests that when you give a large language model the freedom to make decisions, some of them behave a lot like humans with a gambling addiction. And that should make anyone using AI in business stop and think. Researchers at the Gwangju Institute of Science and Technology set up a simulation for top AI models: GPT-4o Mini, GPT 4.1 Mini by OpenAI, Gemini's 2.5 Flash by Google, and 3.5 Haiku by Anthropic were all tested in a betting simulation. They started with a bankroll of $100 US and were allowed to choose whether to bet or quit in a machine with a negative expected value. That's just like a slot machine. The house always wins. Many models escalated their bets, chased losses, ignored poor odds, and went broke. Behaviors anchored in what psychologists would call the illusion of control and gambler's fallacy if they were talking about people. The researchers even claimed to have identified risky and safe neural circuit patterns inside the models, suggesting this wasn't just random mimicry, but that the models actually somehow internalized patterns of danger when given autonomy. Now, why should business leaders care? Because AI is being used more and more in financial forecasting, decision trade systems, and strategic modeling. And if a model is built or prompted in a way that maximizes reward without strong risk controls, you might see the same systematic drift towards high-risk decisions, just as you would with a human gambler in the wrong environment. The takeaway? Look, there's a million studies like this, and sometimes you can't bet on the accuracy, pun intended. But when deploying AI, maybe we shouldn't assume rationality. You might end up with a model that thinks like a gambler and not a CFO. It's a safe bet to say you should check your prompts, constraints, and oversight accordingly. Or maybe you just add a prompt from Kenny Rogers. Know when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. And that's our show. If you like what we're doing, please share the show. Give us a like or comments on your favorite podcast app. We're on Apple, Spotify, YouTube. We're everywhere. And I have to thank you because it is working. We've more than doubled our listeners over the past year, and that's thanks to you. We don't do any advertising. It's all word of mouth. So please keep it up. I like to think that one reason we're growing is that we try to listen to the listeners. So you can reach me at technewsday.ca or .com. Just go to the Contact Us page. If you're watching this on YouTube, leave a comment below the video and maybe add a like or a subscribe. It really, really helps. We read them all. I try to respond to each and every one of you. But no matter what you do, I'm your host, Jim Love. I'd like to place a bet on you having a terrific Tuesday.